She lukewarm, gotta pick a side. Who am I? True Jesus sake.
Do you think you have this? This is a rhetorical question. Do you think you have the Spirit of God in you? This is one of those questions that you ask when you're examining yourself. That's a heavy question. You understand? You have to examine yourself based on that question. You understand? Go to 1 John 3 and 4. Because sometimes you don't even know what sin is. For anyone that's new here.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4.
What is sin?
Whosoever committed sin,
if you commit sin,
transgresseth also the law.
That's what sin is. It's going to confirm it now, okay?
For sin is the transgression of the law.
That is what sin is. Sin is the transgression of the law. You understand? So if you know what the law is, then it's already programmed in your mind not to sin. It's just that the problem is that sin feels good. You understand? The sin feels good, so your mind is conflicted. That's why it said earlier, don't come to God with a double mind. Hey, shalom, God, Most High in Christ bless you. I mean, Most High and you, most you and you bless you. It's me again. I need your help. You understand? My car note. I need help with that. Amen. Wait a minute. How come you didn't go to God about your sin? That's more important than your car note. No. You gotta come clean. Lord, I messed up. This is what I did. And I know you know it. I'm going to tell you what happened. Be sincere with the Lord, and the Lord will help you. You understand? It's not that difficult. What makes it difficult is your guilt. And it's a good thing you have guilt. At least you have guilt, because there's some people who don't have guilt. You understand? Like that brother from last night. He had no guilt. But you know what? If you have guilt, you can always go to God and fix it. You can always go to your brother and fix it. You're guilty. You know, brother, I messed up. I did X, Y, and Z. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. You know, now it's on him to be like, all right, well, let's see. You know, if he's holding a grudge, now he has to go to God. God, forgive me. I have this grudge. I can't. This brother always messing up on me. You understand? It's a matter of getting ourselves clean, to be renewed, to reform, to convert, and be born again. Go to 2 Ezra chapter 14 and verse 34.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 34.
Right.
Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding,
if you could hold back what you think is correct, go ahead.
And reform your hearts.
And you can change your mind, renew your mind, or reprogram your mind to God's program.
Ye shall be kept alive.
That's how God is going to hold back from sending you that box of evil that he has for you. You understand? Oh, he just canceled the order. He is repentant. All praises. She is repentant. Let's bring that return to sender. Go to Psalms chapter 119 and verse 9. So now that you've subdued your mind, subdued your own understanding, and reformed your mind or your hearts, and you're ready to receive the program that God has for you, go to Psalms 119 and 9.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 9. Okay. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way?
So how are you going to clean your ways? How are you going to know how to get yourself correct? Go ahead.
By taking heed thereto according to thy word.
Right. So you have to take heed according to God's words. That's how you get yourself, that's how you get your mind right, in order to receive the program that God has for you. Go to 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 3.
1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 3. Talk no more exceeding proudly.
So stop talking deep, brothers. Stop talking deep, sisters. Because a lot of y'all try to talk deep. And a lot of you come to ask certain questions not for the betterment of the nation. A lot of you ask questions because you want to win at trivia. Right? Y'all want to be deep. Man, you don't know this Bible. Yo, go here, go there, read that. And everyone goes, ooh. And then the person that's bringing out the scriptures, they're like, yeah, see that? I got you. No, read that.
Talk no more so exceeding proudly.
Stop trying to be deep.
Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth.
Stop trying to look cool.
For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed.
You have to be action. Just like King Manasseh, he was bound in fetters. He must have been super prideful. But at the end of the day, he ended up in chains. And he said, damn, this is a real thing. God, I'm sorry. I messed up. He didn't have pride on him. He acknowledged that he did wrong. You understand? So even at the end of everything, you can fix it just by acknowledging and just not doing it again. You understand? Go ahead.
The bows of the mighty men are broken.
That's it. I'm sorry. That's all right. Go to Sirach chapter 10 and verse 12. So there's a difference between pride and confidence. Okay? Some people might say, you can vainglory and stuff like that, but you know what? There's people who are actually genuine in what they do. You understand? But don't try to figure it out. Let God sort that out. What's the difference between pride and confidence? Get that.
Sirach chapter 10 and verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from God.
That's how you know the difference. Someone could be prideful. They have a good skill to do certain things or whatever, but you know what? They start to depart from coming here. You understand? They'll come for a couple of weeks and then they'll disappear. Why? Because you didn't like the way I spoke to you? That's pride. You understand? If you're not here because you're sick, that's different. You're sick. You don't want to infect the rest of the people. But if you don't come because, my feelings are hurt, your butt hurt, then you have pride on you. You got the devil on you. Read it again.
The beginning of pride is when one departed from God.
Read on.
And his heart is turned away from his maker. For right. Pride is the beginning of sin.
Pride is going to be the beginning of sin, because if you have pride, you're going to find something to satisfy that pride. Like, if you have pride being an Israelite, you should be satisfied in coming here. That's a good satisfaction for good pride. Because all pride isn't bad. I have pride that I'm an Israelite. That's good. Now, I'm evil if I have pride and I don't want to talk to this brother. I don't want to talk to the brother. I don't want to talk to the sister. In terms of in a good, honest way. Hey, shalom here, shalom. No sarcasm. That's evil. You got it? That's how you depart from God. Get Sirach chapter 27 and verse 30.
Sirach chapter 27 and verse 30.
Start at 29, sorry.
Verse 29. They that rejoice at the fall of the righteous shall be taken in the snare.
Some brothers, some sisters like it when someone gets in trouble. Don't you know that the brother or the sister that's getting in trouble may be someone noted in the Bible? And they just happen to be in trouble to see how you're going to react? Sometimes certain brothers might get in trouble and blasted in front of the whole congregation, only to fish out the evil among the brothers. When a brother gets in trouble, and I'm talking about deranked or something like that, not kicked out of the body. If you kicked out of the body, you did something major. You have to note that man, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? No fellowship. You got it? But I'm talking about if you got demoted, don't laugh. Try to see if you could help that brother to rebuild. Because you got to consider yourself. Maybe one day that'll happen to you. I'm saying that from experience. Listen, I remember in the beginning when they started the officer program, they made me a junior officer. Listen, I went to the leadership. Listen, this brother's better than me that come to the school every other day of the week. I don't come to the school like that. I'm not worthy. The leadership said, no, we're going to give you this off of merit because you won the love of the congregation. Regardless of whatever rank you get, if you lose the rank of brother, you're nobody. You understand? You must gain the love of the congregation. There were brothers who were pissed off. Yo, how come, like he said, how come you got it and I didn't? Brother, you can have it. I don't want it. All I want to do is the work. That's it. Even when I was demoted, I said, I want to do the work. Don't take the work away from me. You can take the rank. Don't take that work away from me because I want to do the work. And that's what you have to strive for. If you want the rank, you are not worthy. If you want to do the work, everything else will follow. Okay. Read that again.
They that rejoice at the fall of the righteous shall be taken in the snare, and anguish shall consume them before they die. Malice and wrath.
Malice and wrath.
Even these are abominations, and the sinful man shall have them both.
And the sinful man, the man that won't take correction, shall have both. Okay? From there, go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 14. The difference between pride and confidence. So here's confidence from the Lord.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 14. Ye are the light of the world.
How are you the light of the world? Because Christ said so. You should be confident in that. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords said, what?
Ye are the light of the world.
You are an example of what a person should be on this planet. Go ahead.
A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid.
You're supposed to be built as a city. You have to be right. In a city, and Dickie Alsop says that all the time. In a city, you have all types of stuff. You have the sanitation. You have the civil. You have all the things that create a city. You know, the municipal, the judge. You know, all those things. Order, structure. You're supposed to be like that city, built up. Your mind right. Go ahead.
Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel.
You can't take this candlestick right here and put oil in each of these and light it up and then put it under your bed. Two things are gonna happen. One of them isn't really that important. Like no one's gonna see the light. No. You're gonna die, bro. Your bed's gonna burn. Regardless, that light's gonna be seen. It's gonna be seen in another light. Okay. Read it again.
Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel.
Meaning you don't hide it. Go ahead.
But on a candlestick.
But on a candlestick for what?
And it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
So that everyone can see. You understand? You're supposed to be like this menorah. You're supposed to be like that city, lit, so that everyone can see. That's what a person is supposed to be. Who's that guy? Who's that sister over there? You should see how the sisters shut it down in New York when they go out together. And when they go out, I remember one time they had a dinner. All the sisters got together. They went out in their fancy garments. And people were like, can I take a picture with you, please? Oh, my God. You're so beautiful. You can't hide that. You can't hide your beauty. You understand? Read it again.
Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
You know?
Let your light so shine before men.
So be confident. Read it again.
Let your light so shine before men.
Keep the commandments with confidence. If you know that the Lord is for you, then be confident in that and let that light shine. Read on.
That they may see your good works.
That they may see your good works. How? Because your mind has been programmed with God's program. Read on.
And glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Right. And glorify your Father which is in heaven. All right. Go to Ecclesiastes 33 and verse 27.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse 27. Send him to labor, that he be not idle, for idleness teacheth much evil.
So if you have nothing to do, don't take advantage of that, because your mind will never be programmed. Because you've already programmed your mind saying, I got all this free time, I got nothing to do. No, you got to do something. Get yourself busy. All right? Who saw the class with the bishop that said 8 hours? All right? Ooh, not a lot of y'all saw that. Yeah. Who did not see that class? Okay. Brothers, I advise y'all to watch that class. It's gonna help you set your heart all right so you can constantly endure. Because your endurance right now is just go in my room and sulk, and then you want self-satisfaction with your 2 wives. The one you know and then the one you don't know. Don't do that. So we gotta be sent to labor. Your kids, send them to labor. Do something here, pick up the broom, pick up the dustpan. You understand? There was a brother in Tijuana. His kids, not Blue Deal, it was the other brother. Azariah, excuse me. Amariah had, his wife had her kids doing chores. I said, there she go. Yeah. You understand? The sister had her doing chores. No, not on the Sabbath, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They were playing, and then she said, all right, that's it.
That's it.
Time to work.
Get a book.
That's right. You know? So, you have to be to labor. Don't be idle. Go to 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 11. Going back to the lust, which corrupts your mind.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 11.
Yeah.
Dearly beloved, I beseech you, as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts.
So abstain from fleshly lusts,
which war against the members.
That's a war against your members.
Souls.
Of your souls. War against your soul, war against yourself. You understand? You are losing the battle. God can't help you if you're going to the dark side. Okay? That's why in Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1, it tells you, in verse 5, it says, prepare your soul for temptation. Prepare your mind for it. Because these things are going to come. In your fringes, these lusts are going to come. Don't be the brother or the sister that takes off her clothes that has fringes on it and closes the eyes. I'm not going to look at my fringes, because if I look on it, then I'm going to be reminded of keeping the commandments. So then go ahead and look at something else that's going to draw you away from God. Okay?
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my
Let's go!